Now those of you who've been hanging around here for a while in this church know that I often quote Proverbs chapter 14 verse 4, where there are no oxen, the stall is clean, right? And the opposite of that, turn that coin over, where the oxen come in, the stall will be in disarray. I didn't come too early this morning because there's been a lot of oxen here in the stall all weekend. I think they tidied up, but it was the Sunday before last actually. We had a shape class in here and probably about 8 people in here, and we had another event out the back going on at the same time. Someone who'd been baptised, 2 of them in fact, had a barbecue out the back, and those of us in here weren't aware that was going to happen. We had child mining organised for the 3 or 4 kids that would have been generated by our class here. And we heard lots of noise going outside that door over there, lots of noise. And the oxen were there, about this big. They were your kids, don't laugh. They were ripping up all the brick pavers. They ripped them all up, chucked them all over the lawn. Where there are no oxen, the stall is clean. And then it goes on to say, but strength comes from the oxen. We want to have the oxen, and sometimes things need to be destroyed. That's not the way I would have gone about it. Because the brick paving was never done in a way of excellence over there, and so I mentioned it at my Connect group a couple of days later, and one of the guys in my Connect group gave me a call on the Thursday and said, do you mind if I come down and redo those brick pavers? I said, no, I don't want you there, leave it a mess. No, I said, come on down. He came down and says, need as, and they're cemented in, they will never be moved again. Sometimes you've got to destroy stuff in order to build it up again with excellence. We used to have in our church small groups, they were called home groups, and about 3 or 4 years ago we said, we had Russell Smith down from Christian City Church up at Hepburn Heights, and had him down, and he spoke about Connect groups, a new way of doing small groups, and so we cut our home groups down to the ground and started again. Somebody was totally destroyed by all that. Said, why are you doing this? Well, we're building up Connect Group. Now we've got on staff a small group's pastor. And we're having a meeting, small group leaders, after this service, and he's telling you the way ahead. And because we've leveled it out to the ground, we're building it up again. Sometimes we've got to do that. Jeremiah 1:10, see, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow. Why? To build and to plant. So I just want to say that what's true of organisation is true of you, the individual. There could be a whole lot of things in your life, and you won't do you any good building the new things until you've cut down the old things. Got rid of the things that are there. And you'll say ouch, because it's going to hurt, there will be blood, but get rid of those things in order to build the good things. Yeah. And so they're about to knock down the walls here in Jericho. We want to take the city for God. In order to do so, we need to make sure that each one of us as individuals, that we are in the right place to do this, to take the city for God. And from a leadership perspective, we need to put the right team in the right place at the right time. And so here we go. I just love this right here in Joshua 6. First, you're going to love this, guys. The band is to march out in front. The musicians are first in the firing line. Joshua 6 verse 6, take the Ark of the Covenant and have 7 priests carry trumpets out in front of it. Now we're just going to give that little tweak from the Revised Message Bible. Send the guitarist and the drummer, that's what we got there, out in front. And if you think that's just at one self and just Joshua's on about this is a recurring theme through the Bible. That's the way it always is. 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 21, Jehoshaphat appointed men to sing to the Lord and praise him for the splendor of his holiness. And where did they go? They went out at the head, say it with me, at the head of the army, singing, give thanks to the Lord for his love interest. Here the army's marching behind, the other army's coming on, and they're out the front. Give thanks to the Lord, his love interest, forever. Don't shoot me, please. The worship team goes out in front. The worship team of musicians are at the forefront of the battle. Make no mistake about that. That's the way it's always been. And so that's first. Second, the armed guard, Joshua 6:7. Third, the Ark of the Covenant, Joshua 6:6. Fourth, an armed rear guard, Joshua 6:13. Fifth, I love this one, all the people give a loud shout. We're going to get to that in a minute. Hold on, just work up to it. Now, I've been leading church ministry for over 30 years now. I've been around the mountain a few times, and I've discovered that it is absolutely important to get the right people in the right places at the right time, doing the right things. Yeah. And this is critical. So we get all these right groups, by the way, just 4 of them, which is quite tricky when you think of our situation, and we're going to talk about this in the leaders meeting later on, leaders. The 5th group, who gave the large shout, I think about them. Let's suppose a couple, that's everybody by the way. Let's suppose 1 or 2 of the large group said, hey, Josh, Pastor Josh, we've got another idea. I see no flags. And I'm thinking, a couple of us, we can do flags. Because that'd be good to do flags, and there's no flag ministry going on. We could do flags. Now, those of you into flags, that's good. We're not doing flags. And Joshua said, in effect, we're not doing flags. We've got 4 groups and the whole group. And that's what we're doing. Now, it's not just flags, folks, because flags didn't come across your radar screen. Most of 1 or 2 of you might, but most of you didn't. You've got other ideas. Oh, if we could start this ministry or that, well, we're not. We're just not. Joshua says there will be no flag wavers. We're having only 4 groups, so we're having, and then the whole group is going to do the loud shout at the appointed time. And it's just interesting because we explored this at the Baldavis Church a few years ago and said, we need core ministries, just 4. Just 4 core ministries. That would be like our worship ministry, our youth ministry. All right, Pastor Sarah. Come on, let's give a hoop for the youth. The youth ministry, come on. The children's ministry, and the Connect Group ministry. That's it. And if it doesn't fit in there, it's going to be awkward, really. It's kind of like waving flags. And somebody thinking, oh, I know some other stuff you're doing. It'll fit in there somewhere. It really will. We're not doing it. So Senior Pastor Joshua establishes his 4 core ministries, and he appoints the people to staff them. He gets the right people in the right place at the right time to do the right thing. And then he says, now let's go. Joshua 6:7, when everyone was in place, Joshua gave the order to what? To advance. And so off they go. And this is weird. On day 1, they circle around the city, walk right around. Then they go home, knock off for the day. A bit like the people building my house at the moment. Do 1 circle, go home. And then day 2 they come back and they circle around the city again. Knock off, go home. They do this for 6 days. Just one walk around the city, go home again. Now if you're inside the city, you're thinking, what are those weirdos doing out there? And then on the 7th day they go around 7 times. And then the musicians, it's their moment, they blow the trumpets, and Joshua gives the command to shout. Wait for it. Joshua 6:16. Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. 4 core ministry groups, but the shout belongs to all the people. Let's give it for God to take the city. Let's shout. We're going to go around the city. We're going to go around the city 7 times, and we're going to do it again. And that would happen. Joshua. Well, stop that one up, guys. We're going to have to go. Wait another week. 1. 7 days, 7. Let's do it again. Ooh. Some walls fell down somewhere. Joshua 6:20. Then the trumpet sounded, and all the people shouted, and the wall what? The shout belongs to all the people. Now here's the thing, all the people need to be there together to give the shout together to have, so it would have the God effect that it had. Everyone needs to turn up. So Hebrews 10:25, do not forsake the gathering together as is the habit of some, but be there all the time. All the time. So we do the shout and we come together, we gather together and give the shout, and when we do that, just by our unity and our togetherness, walls will come down. Obstacles and opposition will come tumbling down and will be gone. I think about this plan that God outlined through Joshua, plan of marching around the city 7 days and sound the trumpets, loud shout, and Humanly speaking, you think about it, it's a crazy plan. You wouldn't come up with a plan like that. Yes, that's a crazy plan. See, it's God's plan. And I've said to you before, I just want to get this into all of our hearts and spirits this year. This is a big thing. Before you proceed, ask God to speak to you and give you His plan. Because if you go forward with His plan, it's not going to be a good plan without His plan. If you go forward with His plan, it's going to be a God plan. God knows the whole lot. Now, some of you know that I'm going in for surgery in a couple of weeks' time for the shoulder reconstruction. I went up to see my specialist last Monday. Nick Natanui was there. Woman that sitting next to me. Who's on that? Let's fix that up. God called him. So woman sitting next to me and get me over said, "You know who that is?" I said, "Yeah, it's my mate Nick." She said, "You know him?" I said, "Never met him." So and I went into my doc. I said, "See Nick Natanui?" He said, "Oh, we always have these footballers here every Monday." Some Johnny Bobs and Subi. Anyway, he said, "I've been reading your credentials here," and I said, "You're a minister of religion." He said, "Why didn't you ask your boss to heal you?" He said to me, a cheeky specialist. And I said, "I did." And he said, "Well, why didn't I?" I said, "No, he sent me to see you." He said, "How did he know about me?" I said, "He knows everything." So I hope he's kind to me now.